Hey everyone, it is me, Davia Monet. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back. I am making a story time video today, and I'm going to talk about the time I caught my boyfriend cheating on me. My ex-boyfriend, not my boyfriend. It's Sunday. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real fabulous, looking real fabulous on the Lord's Day. So we about to make this video, and then we gonna pray. Yes. Let's get it started. Okay, so I'm 23 right now. I was on and off with this guy for about 5 years. 5 years, way too long. Really thought we was gonna get married, all that good stuff. We didn't. Thank you, God. Um, so back to the story. One day, I was a student, so I was enrolled in Georgia State. I was trying to make it work. I was a full-time student and a full-time employee at a company, and I was taking night classes. So every Tuesdays and Thursdays, I would have to go to biology class didn't end until 9:30, but on this day my teacher let us out early, like an hour before class was supposed to end. He was like, everybody's free to go. And I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Won't he do it? Ain't he good to me? So I called my boyfriend while I was in the car on my way to the apartment that me and him shared. And I was gonna let him know I got out of class early. Is there do you want me to stop to get something to eat? You want me to cook? What we about to do? Because I'm out of class, baby boy. And he didn't answer the phone. So I went to the apartment, and when I got there, he wasn't there. Oh, this is real interesting now. He got off at 5:30. So him not being home and then not even like shooting me a text to let me know he's not going to be home was weird. But I know that he was expecting me to get out of class at 9:30. So he wasn't expecting me to be at the house until around 10:20. So I was like, maybe, maybe, maybe he be a little sneaky. I don't know. So me, being smart, thinking outside the box, I just thought that he could possibly be at his grandparents' house because he never really gave me a reason not to trust him. So I didn't want to go above and beyond or blow up his phone and be like, nigga, where you at? Where you at? Because you're definitely not here. I didn't want to do all that. So I didn't do that. And I called his grandma, and I just said, hey grandma, how you doing? Miss you guys. Because at the time, his grandparents actually recently moved to North Carolina that year. So they was going back and forth, coming to Atlanta, going to North Carolina, coming back to Atlanta, going to North Carolina. And at the time, they actually was in North Carolina for about a week. So I just assumed maybe they're back in town and he could possibly be over there. So I called her. We had a good conversation, and I was right. They actually was in Atlanta, but he was not over there, because right before she got off the phone with me, she said, well, it was nice hearing from you. Where's blank? And I said, where's blank? I thought he was with you, but I guess he is not. And then she said, okay, well, whenever you see him, let him know that I said, hey. So that's how I knew that he wasn't at her house. And I'm like, oh, okay, so he's not there. I still didn't want to go overboard. I think I started watching Married at First Sight or something and just started chilling. And then maybe an hour later, he did show up, and I asked him, where have you been? I tried to call you, you didn't answer. And then he said, I know. I was at my grandma's house. Y'all, you don't even understand. Inside, I was angry, kind of disappointed, but mostly excited because I knew he wasn't at his grandma's house, and I was ready to fight, and I was ready to see how he was gonna lie. I didn't want to tell him right away that I knew, but I just wanted to see what he would say. So I said, how is she doing? And he was like, yeah, everybody's good. They good, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, nice. And then he got in the shower. I was thinking, hmm, hmm, what should I do? And then I decided I'm done playing. It's not funny anymore because he thinks that I'm stupid. So when he got out the shower and he was putting on his clothes, I was like, it's real interesting how you say you was at your grandmother's house because I called your grandma and she said you wasn't over there. Y'all, when I tell you the look on this man's face, I mean, he was looking like this. He was looking like this. A mullet. He didn't know what to say. Speechless, confused, just surprised. He was like, "You called my grandma?" Dang, bruh. Yeah, I called her, and you wasn't there. So, uh, where were you at? This man gonna say I went to Chili's. Okay, maybe he did go to Chili's. Once he said Chili's, I immediately got upset. Not because I thought he was cheating, but because I'm like, how you gonna go to Chili's and come back empty handed? You didn't think that I was hungry? You didn't think that I wanted something to eat? You just gonna go to Chili's, not think about me, not even let me know you at Chili's just to come home to say, oh, I didn't get you no food to go? How that work? Because every time I go out to TGI, to Longhorn, anywhere I go with my friends, Taco Mac, I'm always bringing you back something. But you gonna go to Chili's just on a whim, not let me know, and then you gonna come home with no food for me. It didn't make no sense. So I was pissed off, and I went straight to that. I said, "So you gonna go to Chili's and not get me no food?" And we basically started arguing. He said I was crazy. He said I was tripping. And I told him he was crazy and he was selfish and he was tripping. And then we both was like, we both tripping. And then we started watching a movie and then we went to sleep. But when I woke up, I still felt uneasy about the situation because I just felt like he was being a storyteller and I ain't trust him. I just knew he was being dishonest. My gut was telling me this man was being dishonest because he's a liar. And I didn't want to be with him. When I got off from work, I called my sister and I was like, Sissy, I'm gonna have to break up with this man because I think this fool lying to me. And yeah, I ain't tolerating the bullshit. So I'm single. So then I called my boyfriend at the time and I told him that I, wanted to be single and I didn't want to be his girlfriend anymore. And he told me that I was being insecure and I'm being crazy and I'm being this and I'm being that. And we broke up. And then on that following, I think that happened on, yeah, so the incident happened on Tuesday. I broke up with him on Wednesday, started sleeping at my dad's house, and then on Saturday I got a U-Haul truck and got all my stuff out of the apartment and moved out. It was very emotional. I of course didn't want to end the relationship and I really didn't have no proof that he was at Chili's with a bitch or anything, but something told me that something wasn't right and I knew something wasn't right. So I just had to trust my gut feel and my intuition and end the relationship. And um eventually I found out that, he was being devious. He was being sneaky because I did receive a DM. This was after we broke up. So we was no longer in a relationship, but his ex-girlfriend reached out to me and let me know that they started seeing each other while we were still a couple. And he actually was at Chili's with his ex-girlfriend, the girl that sent me the long DM. And then we exchanged numbers and I got on the phone with her. We was on the phone for about 30 minutes. And after we got off the phone, she sent me all the receipts, screenshots of their text messages and their uh, phone calls and Snapchats of the both of them in the car together, out to dinner, dick pics. Apparently, he sent her dick pics while he was my boyfriend, and he was basically living a double life. And that was that. So that happened, and I am a mullet because believe it or not, but we got back together. Not after I found out all that information. Obviously, I'm not a complete idiot. And I did get back with him because I was in love, And love make you do some stupid shit. I'll tell you that. And I say this to say that when someone show you who they are the first time, you have to believe them. You can't just take people words, because people, they gonna talk all day, but you got to see actions. If you feel it in your gut, if you notice someone moving different and not being consistent and just showing you that they're not the one for you, it's probably because they're not the one for you. And you shouldn't be in a relationship with someone just because you're afraid of being single, or because you like the idea of this person, or because of how long you've been with this person. That don't really matter, you know, because you could be with someone for 10 years, and even being with them for 10 years don't mean that they're going to be a good husband someday. It don't mean that they're going to be a good father. And you could be with someone for freaking 10 days and realize, like, oh, this person could be a good husband and he could be a good father. Basically, time doesn't matter. You can't say, oh, I don't want to end it because I put so much time into it. But you're going to continue putting so much time and wasting time if you don't end this relationship right now instead of later when it's too late. Thank God I didn't have a baby by him. Jesus. Anywho, that was my story time video of me catching my cheating ex-boyfriend being a cheater and being dishonest and being sneaky. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you're in a similar situation, please run fast and get out of that shit, because it's not worth it. And in the long run, you're going to be happy, because you're going to start thriving and you're going to flourish. And you know, that dead weight and that sad excuse of a man that you're with is not someone that you need to be with. And don't be afraid to get out of it and really get to know yourself and get to know what you deserve, and just fall in love with you before you settle for another person, and you know, be in an unhappy relationship and an unhappy environment. And before you accidentally get pregnant by a man that you know you probably don't want to spend the rest of your life with, run fast and get out of there. Anyways, this is Davia Monet. Thank you so much for watching this video. Write some comments below. Give this video a little thumbs up, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye bye.